Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Talks One podcast. Today, our topic of discussion is the recent memo that Andy Jassy has shared at Amazon. And the gist of the memo is it's public right now. Anyone can go and check it out. And it has technically taken over the entire industry by storm, particularly the people at Amazon. The gist of the memo is pretty straightforward. It says that they are going to use a lot of AI in the coming months and years to go. A lot of generative AI is going to automate a lot of tasks, and as a result, they would require a lot less or fewer people to operate. Um, and if you read the what it is trying to tell is that there are going to be more layoffs. They are going to automate a lot of tasks, and Amazon is going full bang on leveraging basically the tools and the processes that they have built using generative AI and other kind of AI automation to improve the efficiencies across the organization and cut down people that are required. If you see in the past, I have made multiple other podcasts regarding the automation AI that is happening across the industry. And I've already talked about the impacts on the job and things along those lines that you would see. However, Andy Jesse's stating this basically is a signal that there are more layoffs that would be coming in. And because when a big company like Amazon that employs so many, like hundreds and thousands of people, states these kind of things, it has industry wide implications. Um, you would certainly see Microsoft, Meta, Google also following suit. Many of the key players have already mentioned that now for the coding tasks, almost 25%, 30% of the code is being generated through these automation tools, and they may require fewer engineers to actually code the systems. However, having said that, one needs to understand that there are two kind of narratives that are going on. So one is all these big tech players, be it Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, etc., are all providers of AI services, right? So when they gave a narrative that AI is changing the landscape, they are requiring much lesser people to do the same jobs, or stating that the same people are now more productive by 10, 20, 30%, and hence they will require less number of people. They basically encourage other companies to leverage these services so that they can sell these AI services to them and make money. That's point one. It's almost like doing your self marketing, because if they don't, then who is going to buy their AI services through their cloud providers, what they are doing right now? So that's one narrative. The second point is that they themselves are seeing the benefits of AI. It almost seems like that, even today, if I were to tell you that most of these narratives that are coming across are not driven by data as such. These are the kind of, I would say, more like desires of top executives and chief executives to cut down the cost, and have automation that can do most of the work and not having to pay people. That is the kind of desire of many of the corporations across the world. And this is what is stemming and pushing the narrative that AI somehow will take over the jobs of a lot of people, resulting in higher profits for the organizations and better efficiencies. So I think one has to take this with a pinch of salt. But having said that, in the near term, you would see a lot more disruption of jobs because those kind of public statements are being made. And as I said, across industry, these have reverberations, because once Amazon says certain thing, you will clearly see that other companies, whether it be big tech or others, will basically follow suit. In the past, also, if you see, even Meta announced that it will be the year of efficiency. I recollect it was year 2024 or probably 2023. Probably 2024, I think, year of efficiency is what they announced, and that also resulted in a lot of layoffs. Google has been doing this. restructuring within the organization where they're offering voluntary resignation for people. And you would hear these news as well, wherein they are offering people to resign by themselves by offering severance to them. In fact, at this point of time, even Amazon is offering voluntary resignation for multiple people that take the salary and basically move out. And whenever these voluntary resignations are announced, make this point that it will always be followed by a layoff, because most of the time, especially in the you know a situation like these where the whole market is very vulnerable, jobs are extremely limited, companies are restructuring across the world, many people will be clinging to the job. Very few people will basically take this voluntary severance and move on. And as a result, companies will not have met their numbers that they had in the mind, and now they will do the forced basically resignation. Basically, they're going to do layoffs after the calculating how many people took the forced resignations and things, this voluntary resignations and things along those lines. So I would say that going forward, we will hear a lot of layoffs, as I said, across some of my other podcasts as well. That even the year 2025, we are already in the mid of the year. It's We are already at June 20th today, and the layoff news is not stopping. In fact, these statements are creating a lot of uncertainty in the people's mind. Even though these news are not being made, I would say Andy Jassy has created kind of a storm. A lot of people already knew something bad is happening, and nobody's job is secure. But putting that into a memo and sharing it across company wide, I think it does create a sense of uncertainty in the employees, not only at Amazon but at other places as well. And this will actually create a lot of low trust in the people. It will increase stress levels and anxiety across the board. And in the coming months, I would say, especially, this will also result in forced pips. It will also result in a lot of managing out of people. So we can hear a lot of those things that is going to happen. As it is, Amazon is famous for doing this pips and forced resignations, unregrettable attritions, and pushing people out. Amazon is very well known for that. I would say now in the past 2 to 3 years, pretty much every big company that works in tech has been Amazon. And why I say the word Amazon is that they have kind of picked up the culture from Amazon, which is cutthroat, taking people as one cog in the wheel, pushing them out without giving a second thought. So that has become a routine. And now even Google and Meta and Microsoft, everyone does that. Earlier, Amazon was the most famous company who was known to be a little bit unempathetic to people and being swim and sink culture. But more and more companies are adopting this kind of a culture. uh, Even the companies that are like startups, etc., want to imitate Amazon. The problem is that they neither have the foresight, neither they have the market capitalization or market understanding or work ethic of Amazon. But they want to have employees who work day and night, go above and beyond, take care of their customers, even though they do not compensate the people accordingly, or their stock doesn't perform as Amazon has performed in the past. But their expectations from people is exactly like Amazon. So that has been going on for, I would say, a decade or plus across US and India. I have myself seen that in a lot of startups. But more recently, in the past 2 to 3 years, I have seen that even bigger companies who used to be known for employee friendliness, employee perks, as I said, like Meta and Google used to be top there, even they have adopted policies of Amazon. So overall, I would say that the degradation of employees, the big tech, having kind of pride in working for these companies, has actually gone down, because the real perks that were there are no longer existing right now. So tough times ahead. I wish I had something else to talk about, something other, but every time when I like scroll around, do some research, etc., these news basically pop up, and it's my, in my mind, as a person who wants to motivate people and share what's going on across industry, I want to make sure that nobody misses this important information out, and prepares themselves that this is something that is coming in and can impact them or their loved ones and things along those lines. So I have a comment. Let me read that. KM, sir, what is the scope of MBA from top B schools from India? Explain in detail. See, the scope of MBA, maybe I can make another podcast, but a quick answer to this is that technically, because of generative AI, lot of initial analysis. You can even see a couple of my podcasts on this topic as well. But MBAs would be a lot less required as we move forward. Engineering, if you see people who have done engineering, who have good communication and leadership skills, are easily able to basically move into a role what an MBA used to do, whether it is product management or analysis, merger and acquisitions, etc. So the typical role what a MBA used to do, which a lot of these McKinseys of the world, BCGs of the world used to hire for strategy consulting, management consulting, investment banking, etc. Uh, all these roles are also being automated. In fact, if I were to talk about investment banking as a sector, you would see most of the mutual funds and investment banks across the world now are mostly high frequency trading, or they are mostly into automated or robotic trading, wherein individuals do not run those things, but algorithms does. So you technically do not require those like MBAs or people to run those kind of investment strategies. Now, if you think about analysis, right? So lot of generative AI is now being used to generate analysis. Of course, right now those analyses are not perfect. They're not also of very high quality. So you do need people to review them, make it into a right, consumable format that it becomes actionable. So those are some shortcomings of these analysis. But if AI continues to improve, more and more firms continue to adopt those things, then entry level jobs in MBA, the people who do not have a lot of experience but are trying to get their footing into as an analyst or as a consultant, etc., will have a very tough time competing with these kind of AI tools. So, I mean, I would say that uh, even this time around, like even people from Harvard and Stanford had a tough time, finding jobs. So this has been going on for last, I would say, 1 to 2 years at least, where even top schools MBAs are not being placed. Same is the story at IITs as well. I am sure ISB and IIMs are also facing these kind of challenges. So I think we are in a transitionary phase right now, and with all these wars that are going on across the world, like geopolitics, with the focus on AI and automation, and then in general, kind of volatility in the markets, recession fears across the world, they're causing a lot of companies to think twice before investing, and as a result, this is impacting their long-term hiring plans, and it invariably impacts a lot of people at entry level roles. So I would say in the near term, there can be a lot of difficulty for people who are graduating from any field, let alone an MBA from a top school as well. In future, also, I think it is going to be a tough road ahead. The growth years and all are behind us, but maybe once the dust settles, or let's say the AI rail completely derails, or AI becomes super expensive that people are unable to use it and leverage it, or the kind of efficiency improvements we are assuming that AI will bring over a period of time doesn't materialize, then it can shift. But by the looks of it, how things are pursuing right now, looks like that a lot of these recent graduates, even from top schools, MBAs, would have a tough time finding jobs. Next question from KM: based on your experience, what specialization MBA should pursue for future? As I said, I mean, if you heard whatever I'm saying, it just doesn't matter any specific specialization. All roles are up for disruption right now. Traditionally, people used to focus on finance or investment banking, or maybe even in technology, or even in strategy consulting, even in HR, etc. I think all those roles are up for disruption right now. So um, I don't think at this point of time anyone can make a very valid kind of an estimate, or if first, if MBA would be like really a hot area of specialization for people, and if it is, then which specific domain within, whether it is marketing or strategy, HR, finance, investment, what kind of area should one be specializing in? Third question: what skills should acquire along with MBA to sustain in future? See, I have made ample number of podcasts around skills, and I would always say that creativity is a skill that will be hard for AI to mimic. That's something you can do. Uh, Communication skills, like building relationship with other people, these skills are also pretty unique to humans. I don't think AI will be able to mimic that as well. So soft skills around the lines of being able to retain knowledge, uh, and being able to synthesize it and apply it to a given situation will be very, very useful for human beings in future. um, what AI is very good at is pattern matching or acquiring a lot of knowledge, maybe even surpassing humans in the level of knowledge. But synthesizing that knowledge and applying it to new domains, or leveraging the knowledge and having the intuition to come out with completely new concepts and ideas, that's uniquely human. So a person who focuses not only on skills such as acquiring knowledge, pursuing certain domains, but being able to build relationships, being able to communicate, articulate, abstracting thoughts, etc. This will be the differentiation for human beings as we basically move into the future. So that's where people should focus on. It doesn't matter whether it is MBA or engineering. Just learning a given trade will be not good enough in the future. Everyone should start looking at what they bring to the table in addition to the hard skills, whether you study engineering or MBA or pure sciences, etc. So that's what I would say that will sustain people in the future. Again, I would say that I'll make another podcast. I was going through some family issues wherein I couldn't spend a lot of time. I had a lot of thoughts coming in my mind to come on a podcast, but due to lack of time, or I couldn't like make those podcasts there. But shortly, I'll be putting down a podcast around the recent layoffs that have happened across the companies, and expected layoffs across companies as well. A lot of material has been accumulated in that direction, so you can be waiting for that. I'll be shortly doing that. uh, Alternatively, I'll also be sharing about some of the challenges around how to monetize AI and things along those lines. So you can expect those kind of things as well. Let me read another comment. Pulkit Sahani, what are your thoughts for going for master in US during this period? Uh, Again, I have said this multiple times. See, Trump is there, and the way things are, you cannot trust this man. He says one thing one day, other thing another day, and by the looks of things that he is doing on the ground, I think it will be extremely risky to go for a MS at this point of time in the US, because you don't know about your whether you will be allowed to work on OPT, whether it will be even easier to get a like a F1 visa at this point of time in the US, and most of the people go for masters to procure a job. Right, job uncertainty is the all-time high at this point of time. So if a master's takes like 1 to 2 years of time, it can be very, very troublesome if you are not able to recoup the investment that you have done for masters in the US. Maybe things will change in 1 to 2 years of time. So in that sense, maybe you will hedge your bets if you go there. But I'm saying just going there itself could be very very tough at this point of time, because we are hearing a lot of people are getting their F1 visas rejected. People who have already graduated are finding hard to get job at this point of time, and this has been going on for the past 2 years plus. And even there are questions around, not many companies are sponsoring H1 visas for people who are on OPT, and in fact there are questions around OPT as well. Should people be given any kind of OPT and things like that? So Trump has come this year. He still has 3 more years to go easily. So I would just say it would be very risky bet. So US may not be the right opportunity for doing a master's, especially in these times at this moment. So that's all I had from my side. I'll be happy to answer any other questions if anyone has. Meanwhile, I would suggest that all of you should focus on upgrading yourself, upskilling yourself, reskilling yourself, focus on creativity, innovation, and try to build your articulation and the thoughts. One of the objectives that I had when I was like doing this podcast was to motivate people and show them some kind of pathways that they can upgrade themselves and be better human beings. So with that in mind, eat right, exercise, sleep, focus on what you can do right now, so that you can be a better human being as you move forward. There is another question. Let me read that. Akshat Rastogi, did you see the news? Meta tried to poach employees from OpenAI for 100 million salary, and here recent graduates are struggling to find their first job. Concentration of wealth is already evident due to AI. Yeah, it's a kind of an arms race right now. Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, in fact, OpenAI, and all those companies as well. They're all basically paying top dollar. So $1 million plus salary is pretty common for like a AI researcher, even with like just a PhD and maybe like couple of years of experience. They're easily bagging 1 to 2 million salary right now, and they're cutting this from all other domains, right? So engineering, MBA, marketing, etc., they're cutting a lot of roles there. But specifically the fundamental researchers within the AI field, they're easily paying 1 to 2 to 3 million salary. And even last year also 1 million plus salaries were pretty common. Even OpenAI itself gives close to million plus salary for people. If a similar set of people are doing engineering, they could be easily at like 500K or 400K. But if they are in the AI field, then they're easily making like close to a million, or sometimes even 1.1, 1.2. This was true even last year. This year it seems like the game has been up, because lot more investment all these companies are making. There was a news, you are right, of 100 million. So I'm not sure how many people are getting that, but it was related with Scale AI, right? That they acquired Scale AI, and they're hiring the founder of Scale AI, and probably his package would be more close to like 100 million plus. Those I would say are more like exceptions, and that is not to do with like a general purpose employee. It is very special case of acquiring a company and then hiring the CEO, then giving them the package. So consider it as an exception, but fair point is that a million plus salaries in AI are not very uncommon, right? So that part is true. Pulkit Sahani makes sense. I have good job here and not sure whether to take a risk. Yeah, Pulkit, I would just say that hang in there, and I'm not going to say that India job would be basically, or even in the US will be secure as we move forward. But yeah, it will be great. It will not be very wise to take a risk of going to US at this point of time. KM, what are the hard skills to learn to survive in future? See, hard skills are the same. I think being hands-on, ability to read, comprehend, acquiring knowledge of various different domains, having a pie-shaped skill. There is a podcast that I have made, so you can check it out as well. Which means in a very short amount of time that you have deep expertise in couple of domains. Let's say in electrical and distributed systems and operating systems, and then you can widely apply those skills to other domains such as like cyber security, machine learning, optimization, and things along those lines. So that's what we call it as pie-shaped skill. Traditionally, the word was T-shaped skill, wherein they say you are a kind of a mile wide, and uh, even depth-wise, you are very deep in maybe one specific area. But I say in future, just being very deep in one specific area will not be good enough. You have to be deep in multiple areas, maybe three or four areas, and then even more wider in areas where you can reapply your learnings in these domains to other domains to be successful in future. With that said, I would say that expectations from humans is always going to go up and up as we go forward, because everyone will differentiate that if we are going to bring in a human being, why can't a agentic AI system do the same thing? Or if all you are going to do is just follow an algorithm step by step process, that is perfect. So if any job that you do or any work that you do just follows a pattern like step 1, step 2, step 3, doesn't involve any kind of innovation or creativity, mark my word, you will get automated right away. That's perfect for AI, that's perfect for any kind of automation. If your job entails a lot of nuances, working with different set of people, trying to assess ambiguity and kind of inferring the knowledge out of it, then you are going to add value. That will be differentiation. But people who are doing cookie cutter coding, testing, just following like a PRD and just doing step by step process, etc., they will be for rude awakening. These kind of jobs will perish fast, actually, and it's already happening across the world right now. So focus on creativity, innovation, human element, which is like feeling, intuition, creativity. Those things are going to stand out. KM, is time to start preparing for traditional government jobs? You never know. Traditional government jobs will also be enough, because the trend is that governments are cutting down on spending on government jobs as well. Many of the government jobs are vacant and they do not want to fill. Even in the army, they have created Agniveer scheme, right, where they don't want to hire soldiers on permanent roles. So even there, they are not hiring a lot of people. So in future, I don't think even government will have that kind of what do you call leverage over private jobs. That used to be the case in the past, because there will be not many of them available anyway, and competition will be extremely high for government roles anyway, right? So that would be very, very tough. So, with that, I'll take your leave. I hope you are enjoying your time, and please write to us. Do let us know what are other kind of topics you are interested in. If there are any pressing questions that I can answer right away, I'll be more than happy to do that. Otherwise, do comment, share, and like, and talk to you soon in a next podcast. Till then, have a nice day, and talk to you soon.